Okay, so Aaron, thank you for the message. First of all, how are you doing? And I'm fine. And surprised to see this message from you. And we have not connected for about 3 or 4 years, I believe. Hope you're well. I'm good as well. So your question is about if you want to be a coach, what certification should you go for, and how do you connect? How do you contact them? I want to actually do this video not to answer the question straight away. I just want to give you a picture because in the last few years, I actually coach a number of coaches or wannabe who want to start a coaching business. And this question about certification, which one is that required? I literally have to answer this question 3 times, 4 times a year. It's like nothing new to me. So I'd like to share with you this framework so that you understand exactly what it is about. Okay, so I'm going to draw something in this explanation. Enjoy, and I will share with you my thought process. Okay, so let me first of all start sharing the screen. Okay, so you see my screen right now. Okay, so I'm actually giving you a few pictures, a few diagrams so that you understand where I'm coming from. So first of all, the first thing is that most people actually wants to talk about, I want to be a coach. However, coaching is a skill. We all know that you can learn. That's what your question is asking. Like, where do I get certified? And part of the reason why you want to get certified is because it makes you feel good, obviously, and at the same time, it can be seen as some sort of credibility. Okay, so it's either you feel good or you want to get credibility. It can be both. There's no right or wrong answer to that. Partly because the school system has taught us in order to do great work, we need to pursue a degree, which is that piece of paper. And a lot of us, especially our age, have been conditioned to get certification because that's a way to show that we have done something. So there's nothing wrong with that question. I want to actually let you know, however, when it comes to coaching, sorry, let me just do it properly. When it comes to the word when it comes to coaching, there's another thing you need to look at. Of course, here's why I said it's important. It's actually the coaching business, which unfortunately, a lot of coaches are struggling. Now, let me explain what's the difference between being a coach and running a coaching business. So if you've been to restaurants before, you know that restaurant owners will hire the chef in the kitchen to make the dishes. So use that metaphor in the context of a coaching business. What it means is that coaching, being a coach and running a coaching business are two different things. Because the first thing you need to know is to run a coaching business, the biggest hurdle is to get coaching clients. This is number one issue for all coaches, me included. Like if you don't have clients coming to you, no matter how good your coaching skill is, you just cannot deliver anything. So how to get clients is very important. So when it comes to getting the clients, what we are talking about is actually sales and marketing. These are the two words a lot of, I would say, people from the corporate world are not very familiar with. Not to say they don't know, they don't like it, because when it comes to sales, what is the first thing comes to your mind? Sales. I don't like that. Marketing. Well, what do you mean by marketing? So in order for people to know you exist, you need to do certain things called marketing. What are your marketing activities? What are the things that you say online or when you're talking to people offline for physically? So when it comes to sales, I'm talking about how do you get the clients to say yes to you. Okay, so this is important. So to put all this into perspective, what you will see to run as a successful coaching business, as a coach, you need to know a couple of things. So if I were to use this triangle as a metaphor, you just need to understand there are three aspects when it comes to being a successful coach. Okay, a successful coach where you are able to bring money for yourself, because quite frankly, if you're running a coaching business and you say money is not important, the short-term survival would not happen. So money is important. Number two is a lot of coaches are nurturing by nature. What it means is that I like to help other people. So that nurturing and love to other people is what makes a coach successful and great. And last but not least, I would say that at a certain point in time, you will also want to understand that coaching is not just one-on-one, because you are trading time for money. So at a certain point in time, to run a successful coaching business, you need to know how to leverage your time, so that you may need to think about systemize your coaching business so that you can create certification for other students of yours to follow you and to deliver your coaching your way. So this is what we call certification. Now you ask which certification program you should go for. Now imagine you're now on the provider side. The people start the business and giving out certification is basically because certifications are actually creatures of the human beings. Like men and women can create certification to get people on board, to embrace the processes, and most importantly, deliver their programs. So what if you are able to be the provider to create certification for other people to pursue your approach? So it's all about money, impact, or helping other people, and leverage your time. So these are the three important areas, the important outcome for me to define if a coach is successful when it comes to running a business. Okay, so in order to run this business, as a result, you need a couple of things. So what you said is important, because one of the key things is about your skills. Like you can run a coaching business. If you don't have that skill, or if you feel that you are inadequate, you either upgrade yourself to pick up the coaching experience, which means your skill, or you decide to get someone to do it for you. Most coaches I know, they will want to do it themselves. And that's the reason why this is your question. They will look for courses to do, because learning through knowledge is what we have learned in school. Knowledge is important. However, what is more important, I can tell you, in the real coaching world, it's not about the knowledge you have. It's about the experience, which is why here comes the chicken and egg situation. If you don't have clients, you don't have experience. If you don't have experience, you cannot be a good coach. And most people actually thought this is the logical formula, which is the reason why I said, yes, you can go for certification. You can actually go for courses to pick up the coaching skill, unless you go out to the real world and coach clients, which I know you do sometimes. That is always a problem. And I would also say one thing: in order to be a great coach, is really about experience. Now here comes the important issue then. When it comes to experience, how do I get clients? How do I get coaching experience without clients? So the first hurdle that you need to overcome is actually do something called people have to know you. It's not about you know who. You need to know that people has to understand you exist. You are actually running a coaching business. So this is the reason why, apart from the fact that I talked about earlier, marketing, which means that you need to market yourself so that people know you exist, know what you do. Have you actually got a uniquely qualified message? Have you actually identified the groups of people you want to help? And finally, what type of coaching are you going to do? Are you going to be everyone's coach? Of course not. Are you going to be a life coach, which is a very intense market? Are you going to be a business coach, or are you going to be an executive coach? Now, different coaches run different things. However, What is more important? You think about it. Why would people pay you to coach them? Why? It's not because of the skill you have. It's because of this word. You may want to just take note of that. You may, whether you're doing life coaching or you're doing business coaching or you're doing executive coaching, it's all about results. What results can you bring to the client? Or what kind of results can you help your clients generate? And if this is the biggest problem, it means that you need to think hard about what types of coaches you want to be. Now, as I said, marketing is very important. On the other spectrum, like I said earlier on, how to sell your coaching so that people will buy is also important. So I work with coaches. It is not easy, especially for people who are not familiar with the sales and closing side of the coaching business. I work with coaches for 6 months, some 1 year, and finally they are able to get the $2,500 client, $5,000 client, $10,000 client. It's not going to be like you learn something, you sit for a course, you will learn it overnight and get your overnight success. This is not a quick to get rich scheme, by the way, but you need to ask yourself, okay, I need to market myself. Do I know how to do that? I need to actually learn how to close clients, close your prospect. When your prospect says, I need help, what are you going to say to the prospect so that your prospect will say yes to you and embrace your coaching so that you can actually deliver your program? Now, last but not least, knowing to get clients, you have the skills. The next thing is the deliverable. Like I said, what sorts of deliverables do you have? In other words, deliverable could also mean result. What results do you help your clients to get? And this is something very important because part of the thing about leveraging your time is the fact that you are not just coach a client for 3 months or 6 months. You want to have this client with you for a long time. So apart from delivering your coaching service during that agreed period, what if you are able to do such a good job, a fantastic job, so that your clients say, I want to be with you for a longer time? So which means you have to think about the next thing. So what is your next offer? Now, when I say next offer, some coaches think, oh, so long as I can renew for another 3 months, 6 months, that is the offer. Now, this is not what I mean by offer. What more can you do for your client? That's where I'm coming. So when I talk about next offer, it's not just renewing your client for another period. It's about what else can you do. And by the fact that if you are able to get delivery to your client, not just about coaching, but something else, did you think or did you agree that your client would want to work with you for a longer time? And because you are over delivering what you originally promised, do you think your client would refer someone to come to you so that sales becomes a lot easier because you don't need to sell hard? Your clients can be your promoters and help you sell your service. Does that make sense? So when it comes to delivery, it's all about how you wow your client, how you overly exceeding the expectation so that they can refer clients to you. So at the end, the next offer, the outcome of that is actually referrals. Many coaches don't know how to do that. And it's partly because, again, the school doesn't really teach us how to create such thing. Last thing about this in school, does the school teach us how to market? No. Does the school teach us how to close clients? No. Does the school actually teach us how to coach? Maybe. It then depends on what you did in school. Does the school actually teach you how to make an irresistible offer, upsell, referral? No. This is why a lot of coaches, without learning, without actually going through this process, will find it very tough to become a great coach. So now you see that what you ask about certification is just a very small part of the entire model. And by the way, I've overly simplified the model because this model can be a lot more complicated. So you feel at this point it is very overwhelmed, it means that you have to actually work on it you have a lot of things to work on. So what I'm saying to you is that if you want to become a coach, think about these three things. We want to make sure people know you exist, your skill set, your experience, and of course the deliverables. So these are the three things you need to look at when it comes to becoming a great coach. So you want to ask yourself at this point in time, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you when it comes to marketing yourself and closing any prospects? So if you say that I'm at 4, which a lot of my clients are at 4, they need to work on themselves. They need to get help from other people. How about your skills on a scale from 1 to 10? Where are you at right now? So if you feel that you are on the 5 or 6, it means that you can do something so that it becomes 7, 8, 9, or even 10. Now, this part on a scale from 1 to 10, the deliverables. How confident are you to exceed your client's expectation, to deliver the next offer that is irresistible, so that the clients will stick with you for a longer time, and most importantly, the client is able to refer other clients to you. So I want you to actually do a rating of this, and once you have done the rating, you will know where you are, and then most importantly, you will also know, okay, what is my next game? What is my next step? And to conclude this video, I want to share with you one thing about my experience working with some coaches who actually go for certification. Like International Coaching Federation, ICF, it's very famous. They will give you the coaching skill because you need to, they have a manual given to you, and you need to go through the manual by yourself. And the problem is that after you become an ICF certified coach, they won't give you the clients. You go to find your clients. And I met with quite a number of ICF certified coaches. And the biggest hurdle is not about the coaching skill or the certificate. They are all ICF certified. However, what they are struggling is actually this part. Because they don't know how to get clients. They don't know how to do marketing. That's why even though you have like certificates, so what? And of course, this part, a lot of clients are also struggling because I've finished coaching this client for 6 months. The client said, I'm good. I don't want you anymore. I can do it myself. So you just render a 6-month coaching service, but there's no continuation because for whatever reason, you cannot get your client to say yes for the next thing. So that's why I said at the end, you need to realize coaching is not just about the skill. It's not just about the certification. It's an entire business you can think of. So if you want to actually talk about this, I'm happy to go through with you this model and have some conversation and see whether I can help you on this. If you want, okay, of course. And at the end, your choice, you decide what you want to do. So I hope this video actually gave you some idea what it takes to become a great coach, these 3 areas. And once again, if you need help, let me know. I'll be happy to talk to you about what is your next game. With that, thanks for watching. And let me just stop sharing the screen. So I hope that makes sense to you, Aaron. And most importantly, I'm here. Just let me know. All right. So with that, have an awesome day. I'll send this video to you right away. Wong here signing off. All good wishes.